Okay, good afternoon everybody. This is now the setup for the CIPS Surveyor equipment from R&R Corrosion. So first of all, we have our CIPS poles, we have cables, we have our multilogger, our CIPS breakout box, our tablet computer, and our custom made backpack and CIPS cable. Okay, so first of all, we'll grab the backpack, and what we will do is we will connect in the dropout box. So that's just a simple clip in the back and click it in. Okay, so we will switch the Surveyor on. The Surveyor coming on. At the moment it's sitting in data logging mode, so we'll change that. Go to the menu button, and we will go to device settings, and we are on data logging mode, so we'll change that to survey. Come out of that and the unit will restart. Okay, point to note here, it says Wi-Fi and it gives you the Surveyor number, so you need to remember that for what you're going to be doing in a minute. But don't worry about the settings, you can program it on the tablet just shortly. So what we'll do is we'll connect up the aerial and we'll get this syncing, and then we'll move on to the next part. So again, just push the module in, click it in, connect up the aerial. Now this has actually got an aerial built in to the top of the backpack, so we've got that. Also got our CIPS reel as well, which we can actually connect in. So move the ball. You already have a reel that's probably pre-set up, so we'll have a tail that we'll use there, and we'll put that ball into the unit and then feed the cable through. Make sure you feed the cable through that part, and we will put the tail into the speaker cables underneath. Now if you grab some of your other cables, we'll have two little link cables here which you can use. So if we actually turn down the backpack, there is some cables in there, so because we use the red port, you can actually connect in the red cable into that port there, and that will be your pipeline connection. So again, put that into the pipeline port on there. Now the way this is set up is you can actually take a twin wound cable if you wanted to run a static back to the computer, which you can monitor on it, where you would use the blue port. Now in here you've got the black ports that are actually the poles. Now we've actually got pre-made cables that go all the way back the backpack, that come down and down the arms of the backpack, so you can actually you don't have to go and hunt around and stretch behind you to connect up your cables to the CIPS poles. So we'll turn that back and we will connect these cables into the black ports in the backpack, and basically that's your backpack setup. As you'll actually see in there, the screen has gone off at the moment, but that's just to save time. Now it's saying waiting for PC, so we will, it's already got its GPS, so we will get the PC set up in just a minute. Okay, now I will run through the PC part of it. Okay, so you've signed into your Panasonic. This is a Panasonic G2. It is a military spec, so you can use it in the rain and everything else, and I'll show you how to change the settings shortly. Okay, so first of all, we will go into the Wi-Fi tab at the bottom, and I will select the Wi-Fi. As you'll actually see there, I actually have an option for the Surveyor. So I want to connect to that. So it'll tell you there's no internet because the unit doesn't actually do internet. So that's us connected now. So we will now go into the R&R Surveyor app. That brings it up here. So this is the screen. So what I want to do is I want to Wi-Fi connect. So that's it there. It's already told me that the unit is ready, the GPS of it, how many satellites, the battery level of the unit as well. So that's us all connected. If I go into settings, I can actually enable, we've got 4 channels on the unit. So I'm just going to be taking a normal CIPS. So I am only going to be using channel 1. So I will switch off channel 1, S2, 3 and 4. I can also put in here where I want the location for the data to be done. It will actually default to the C drive. You can actually change that to anywhere else on your computer, but I'll just leave it as that just now. And if I go back out of that, so what I want to do is go into New Survey, and I will just call this Test. So the keyboard will pop up as soon as you start doing this. I will do Test and Test again. I'm going with the flow, so that will be what way you want to survey, with or against the flow. So again, it'll ask you where you want to save it to. I will go next onto that. Now this is all your setup screen. So we're running the unit at an impedance of 10 mega ohms. Our full time base is 1,000 milliseconds, which is 1 second. So our off period is 0.2 or 200 milliseconds, and we can have an offset so we can actually match any current interrupters or whatever you have on it. So our sample delay is the delay of when I want to start taking my sample period. So for the on, I want to change that from 50 because I'm doing an 800 millisecond cycle. I would have already calculated from an oscilloscope what my sample period is going to be, but I want to choose 400 milliseconds today for that, and I will know after 400 milliseconds that I will take my 100 millisecond sample. Then for the off cycle, I have got 50 milliseconds, so I have got 50 milliseconds. I will then take 100 millisecond sample, and then I will have another 50 milliseconds before the current interrupters, the TRs, go back on. So again, sample period 100 milliseconds, 100 milliseconds. I can change that, but that's about the sort of standard sort of sample. It sort of reduces all the noise coming from it. So I'll then go create. So because I only chose channel 1, that's all it's been displayed here. So I've got the on DC, on AC, off DC, off AC. So on here as well, I've got reading numbers, distance, what the flow is, I'm going with the flow, and the unit battery percentage, and ready to start logging. Now, when I want to start logging, I will just go start. And you'll actually see there that the reading numbers are going up, and we're just standing still, but the GPS will sort of fluctuate a wee bit when you're standing still. Now, I will see readings appear on there. Now, if I get to a fence, I will then push comment. I can then type in a comment of fence, push enter, and get rid of that. And I want to save that comment. Now, as you see here, all the boxes have gone orange. Now that's telling me that basically I'm not logging. So just as a quick glance down, you see orange, you're not logging. So if you forget to push resume, then you're not logging. So I will go resume, and it's changed back, so it will again, you'll see the readings going up. It's also telling me what sort of cycle I'm doing as well. So once I get to the end of the survey, I will just push stop. I can resume again, or I can end, and I will go end. And it will tell me end survey, yes or no. Yes. And that's it. That's me come back out of the screen and gone back to the start screen again. So again, I can either come out of the program altogether, and that's it. But before you go into the program, just ensure that you are running on the on the Wi-Fi for the unit. Okay, that's the computer setup. So now what we'll do is we'll put the kit on just to sort of let you see it. Right, okay, now what we'll do is we'll put the gear on so you can be ready to start surveying. So the unit will come with a case that you can actually put 4 points, so you can actually put on straps. Now we generally put them over your neck, put the arms through so it crosses behind your back, and then that's comfortable for the user. It's not a strain on the neck, and the unit is there. So what we then do is put the backpack on. So again, up over your shoulders. Now, it may be an idea to go and put the backpack on prior and be able to set it. There is adjustments, as you can actually see on the backpack, to make it more comfortable for you. If you're going to be using it all day, there is a strap, a centre strap as well, and there's also a chest strap as well, should you need it. Okay, now the poles, we have 2 poles. So you can use the standard CIPS pole, which just has 1 connection on it, or you can have the switch pole, which has got a switch on the top that you can use, and I'll show you that in a minute. So first of all, connect your cables into your poles. And then, as I said earlier, we have these little connectors down beside make it easy access for the surveyor, so he's not actually having to go away and try and find the cable. And that can all be done. He can remove the poles if he's going over a fence or whatever to make it easy. Now, we are not actually using the switch, but the pole is just a standard CIPS pole in this mode. Again, that's this gear setup. You would just use the computer and survey as shown previously. What I will show you is if it is raining, the good thing about these Panasonic G2s is you can actually change the mode of them. So if you go into the Panasonic PC hub, it will then ask, you can actually adjust the touch input. So on there it gives you 3 options: pen and touch and pen, touch only, or pen only. Now, touch and pen, you can also use it touch, glove, or water. So if there's water on the screen, you can still use it by touch. What you might find is that if it's really heavy rain, it may adjust the screen. So you actually get a stylus with these tablets. So you can actually go into pen only. And if you select pen only, then you will only be able to use a stylus. So it doesn't matter what you do when touching the screen with your finger, it won't do anything. You can only use the stylus to use it, which is great. If it's really heavy rain, you can still survey and there's no issues to the computer. So there we go. That's a great feature of the Panasonic tablets. That's why we use them. Okay, so that's it set up. Okay, next video is just to show how you use the switch function on the survey equipment. Now we have a cable that you can use. Now we just generally use a coily cable for doing it. And on one of the poles you have the connector underneath, which you connect one end of the cable to, and then on the backpack you have the other cable on the breakout box in the back. So what we'll do is I'll carry on and I'll go and connect up this cable. Okay, right, that's just got the cable connected up now. So that's it connected into the pole, all the way back into the surveyor. So that's it connected up. Basically just go back to your survey, and you don't actually need the pipeline connection to the backpack because it's actually already built in within the cable. and built in within the box in the back. So basically, if you're surveying, we'll start surveying. Right, when you want to take a reading, you just push the button and you'll see that the screen goes green, and that's it, recording that reading that you have just taken. So this is good if you're going across roads, or you want to just do one every meter, or anything like that, or you just want to make sure that you haven't got any poor data in there, that you are actually in control of when you take the readings. So when you actually download the data or take off the data, you can actually sort it by marked data. So what this does is this marks the data, so you can actually record it off. Now, once you've finished the survey, we'll go stop and end survey, and exit. Okay, just to, if you want to download the data, once you've come out with the file, what you can actually do is then take the file, which is a comma separated Excel file, just open it up. So that's the file there. So you can actually graph it on the computer in the graphing software, which will be another next video, or you can take it to another PC by putting it on a pen drive, or you can email it to yourself from the email address on the computer. Okay, so that'll be the next one, but thank you very much for your time and patience. Hopefully that's giving you an insight to how to set up the equipment and how to use it. Any questions, feel free to give us a shout.